The people that get really good at showing up and serving, and they show up without expectation, and they just want to make a difference like Jen does, I think you'll get to that point where money, success, leads, the right kind of people will come to you effortlessly. We want to attract amazing people into our business, into our life, not just for customers and to make money, but like literally amazing people that we attract into our lives because we show up with value, with purpose. We have clarity of how we want to show up and who we want to attract.
I am Jen. Nice to meet you. I am a certified trained life coach. I'm also in network marketing proudly. And my long story short, I was years ago, I was a single mama trying to figure out how to put food on the table. Literally, I had some coaching clients, but let us know if any of you were in the coaching world or that kind of thing. It was always, you get one client, you're always on the hunt for another, whether I've got digital products, but even that, it's just this constant thing. And I'm also smart, so multiple streams of income. And I thought I should start to take my business and learn social media, how to get clients via social media. Well, one day I was scrolling along and I saw this hot Russian and this amazing John, and they were doing a 14-day challenge, a video challenge back in the day, John. Remember those?
Yes.
Years ago. And so I joined that to build my coaching business and quickly got to, and this is key right here, you guys, for your content. John was so helpful and so good and so unattached and helpful that I was like, whatever you're doing, dude, sign me up. And I was in. So that was, seriously, this is my first direct sale. I didn't even know what it was. I didn't know how to do it. I said, whatever John and Nadya are doing, I'm doing it. And so I built my coaching business as well as my online business. And I have learned a lot about marketing, branding, and content creation. So I'm so happy to be here.
And isn't it the coolest too, that like you get to use it for multiple purposes. Oh. You get to have multiple income streams. It blew up one business. It got you in another business. Yes. That business is blowing up and you could do it all from your phone. And like you said, single mom, wanting leads, wanting more clients, not wanting to just like, let me launch another course. And listen, by the way, there's nothing wrong with doing that stuff. If you got courses and all that, that's actually amazing. That's all the more reason to become a content creator. But it's nice to know that like we can all kind of figure out our own way of monetizing without it feeling like we, number one, need to sell something to get paid. Right? No one wants to bring need to the marketplace. Like neediness doesn't pay the bills. You know what I'm saying, y'all? And on top of that, you get to show up in a way that you are authentically you. And that's one thing I love about Jen. Like she's hilarious. She's consistent. And it's always like really like, it's like good vibes. You know what I'm saying? It's good energy. And I'm glad we attracted you into our life. And I agree, that hot Russian, I am a lucky, lucky man. But with all that being said, I love some of the things you said. And I would love for us to start off with like overcoming the mindset and then getting into the strategies. But I know a lot of us do struggle with like, what's our niche? Who do I want to attract? I want to attract everybody. And, just struggling with like the confidence, right? Because we all know that it does take a little time to get comfortable in front of the camera. So maybe you could talk a little bit about that mindset to like, what kind of content? How do I get over my fear? All that.
Is you really have to think sort of long term, what do you want to achieve? Like, what is the goal? Like, do you want in 8 years, do you want a 7-figure network marketing business? Do you want to, like, what is that thing? And then in coaching, we work backwards. So then you can go to, great, that's the big goal. So what do I need to do to get there? So who do I need to talk to? What are the activities? That kind of thing. And I know we're talking mindset, but why I'm bringing this up is because for me, when I have a plan, I get out of the overthinking and into the doing. So you start with that broad goal and then you can work back. Great. So what does that mean? What do I want in 6 months from now, 12 months from now, 5 years from now? And then starting to craft a plan of what that is and who you are talking to move towards that goal every day, even if you just have a few minutes a day.
But I just want to say clarity equals power. And when you have that clarity, and then like you said, it could be short little bursts. It could be like, let me answer a quick question, 60 seconds. Boom, that's a reel. Boom, that's a TikTok. Boom, that's an Insta story. Anyway.
Oh yeah. We're going to get into that. And I also just wanted to say, you know, when you asked me to do this, I was thinking like content. And really what comes to me is that it's not that you don't have content. It's not that you don't know what to say. I think it's that you just think the little things aren't worth sharing, but they are. They really are. Like the little things are everything, you know. It wasn't like I love John and Nadya's lifestyle, but what really got me and my heart was their parenting. You know, they would put little things with Dylan when he was being grumpy and my kid was being grumpy because they're the same age. And I'm like, dude, you know? And so you think that you need something fancy to share when really it's the little things that are going to hook the people that you're looking for.
The relatability, right?
Totally.
That relatability piece is such a big deal. And it's actually what gets us to tune in more often is that behind the scenes stuff, some of the humor, right? But it's really so helpful when you have that ability to like capture moments throughout your day. And you realize that like, and you've seen this, you'll like put up a video or you'll share something real short. You're like, this is dumb. And it like blows up. And people are like, thank you for that. And you're like, what? Thank you for that. What about the other one I did that was like this elaborate, detailed break? No, it was that short little snippet of something. It's just crazy.
Oh my God, happens all the time. And we'll get into, because I have a lot of ideas that I want to give you guys that you probably want to write down. But that's one of the things is that, and what I'm seeing on TikTok for sure, and they're actually saying this on Instagram too, and you might confirm this, John, is that it used to be like, you know, fancy trends and all this stuff. Actually, my best videos are me holding my camera, talking like that. Little snippets like a quote or a, hey, try this, or I struggled here or whatever. And they're actually saying, and Brock Johnson, we both love him, you know, they're saying how actually that kind of video now they're pushing more. Is not the music stuff so much. It's not the trends. They're actually wanting more content, which doesn't have to be fancy. It can be you just saying, you know, hey, this, my lips aren't chapped anymore because, you know, or whatever it is, right?
Yeah. It's funny because, you know, I think the videos that do the best, those types of dancing videos, it doesn't always attract the best people anyway.
No.
Like, I can't remember who it was, but someone had like their grandmother sliding down like a thing down their stairs or something. And it got like millions of views, but it's like, yeah, okay. But like at the end of the day, like that doesn't really help transition leads into your business. And look, that's still good because maybe they'll start following you and lead to other things. But, you know, I agree. Like when you just talk to the camera, could be a quote, could be something you heard, something you read, something you learned, 15 seconds, 60 seconds. You just don't know when it's going to strike a chord. And when it's like, I remember one of the first videos we did, it was like 5 seconds, maybe 8 seconds, Jen. And it was, we were in like Cancun or something. And Nadya just recorded real quick. And I was like, those aren't your people. It got like literally millions of views. Like, and we're like, what the heck is happening? And that's where I was like, short form video needs to be paid attention to. But the neat thing is that we also realized what kind of content that worked well for our audience that would attract our type of person through trial and error. And eventually it became like, we had so much content. It was like, we had to like slowly release it because we didn't want to post 5 a day. You know, it's like, eventually you get to that point, you have that momentum. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, totally. Well, no, exactly what you said. And also me too. I've done videos where I've done my makeup and got my hair done and I was like, this is so important. And, like, and it was like,
Yeah.
And then the ones where my hair's like, and I'm just like,
bad
like,
lighting, bad
exactly.
audio.
Oh my God. It's so true. And that's, and again, we're talking virality and sort of interaction, but I mean sales too. Like those are the ones that like someone will buy whatever the product or a course I created or sign up for me. I also sell big high ticket coaching. I'm like, you paid me that for that. Like,
you know what? It's because they go, I like this person. They seem normal, or they remind me of me. And that's sometimes it's not talked about enough about the importance of that relatability piece.
Yeah, totally. And also, John, I'll add, you put in the poster of it's about consistency a million times. Everyone who's ever bought, especially the higher ticket items from me, say, I spent time, I went back to your stuff, I looked, you are legit, let's go. So that's the other thing is like, we're thinking we have to have it perfect when really we just need to show up.
Yes. Amen. And it really is true. People go back and listen to all our podcasts. They catch one, they'll listen to them all. They catch one video, they watch them all. I love that you said that. And that's why you have to be okay with sucking in the beginning, because you're building that that library, right? You're building that hustle muscle and getting very good at knowing what you want to talk about and what the ideal client or person you want to attract wants to hear from you. And then you just find different ways of creating it. So let's talk about that. How do you create the content? What's kind of some of your best tips for people that are like wanting to be more consistent with their messaging and delivering the goods?
So think of the concept, right? Whatever it is. So for my example here, so toxic skincare to avoid. So that's what I want to talk about, right? So that's my intention. That's what I want to talk about. Then you're going to break it up to education, entertainment, and then inspiration. Okay. So then your main content, breaking it up. So education could be 3 common products that are toxic for your skin. So that's an education post right there. And then entertainment, you can reenact a trend or use like music or something with you throwing away the products, like with slow-mo maybe or something, and then add some tips in the comments, something like that. So entertainment, still talking about toxic skincare, and then inspiration, maybe some kind of story or before and after of how your skin transformed from removing the toxins, from changing the products out. So looking at different ways, education, entertainment, inspiration. So how can you flush those out? And then what you're going to do is you're going to run through each of these with 5 different forms of content. So John is really good at like long video. And let me tell you, like he said, once you get really good at long video, the snippets, I did a TikTok live the other day with a fellow coach of mine. We talked for maybe a half an hour, but I am pulling content, just a sentence or 2 here or there, putting it on Reels, putting it on TikTok. I will use that in my stories. I mean, gold. So that long video, short videos, TikToks and Reels. So pulling it from those, vlogs, blogs, carousels. So like on Instagram now we're talking. So like a quote, but like don't give it all on that one. Do another so they have to swipe, right? So a carousel. And then if we're talking about, this is a little more advanced, but infographic, like a long form freebie. So you can turn this into a freebie that then they're signing up to your email list for, or your next whatever for.
And again, when you have clarity, clarity equals power. Like she said, you got the long term, like here's the goal, here's what I want to accomplish, 6 or 7 business, 6 or 7 figure network marketing team. How do I work backwards from that? Well, I need customers. I need to build a team of people that want to also get customers and represent our brand and be a part of what we're doing. This is something that works with everything. And it doesn't network marketing. Like, do you need people that are interested in you and what you have to offer? Then you should be doing these things that Jen is talking about.
Yeah. How do you get attention? So I wrote some of this stuff down too. Okay, so you and I mean, I have so much more too that I want to give you, but this was what came to mind. You and I love Gary Vee. I think he's showing so much more heart these days that he's really got me. He says, document versus create. Like, and also to be different. Don't overthink. So John said, how do you stand out? Be you, be different. You know how many people are unfortunately too scared to have a voice? So I personally think if you even have a voice, an opinion about anything, and you use it, you're going to stand out.
That's already making a difference. That's already showing that you have some unique ability to just courageously show up for people. And don't be afraid to get creative. Don't be afraid to like try things out and make fun of yourself and have fun with it. And, it is interesting because some of the people that I find myself following and paying attention to are people that are sometimes silly or goofy, or they're not afraid to show the behind the scenes, and they're not afraid to make fun of themselves and do things that like I sometimes go, oh my gosh, that's like so embarrassing. But I'm like, I'm gonna watch that again. I'm gonna watch that again and again. And you also have to think about this too, like, and you talked about like education, entertainment, some of that stuff. We do talk a lot about relatability on our show, but also create content that's shareable content. Yeah. And that's why you need to pay attention to your insights. You need to pay attention, like, what are people sharing? What are people tagging other people in? What are they saving? You can see some of that stuff. It'll show you like what people are paying attention to, because if they're paying attention to it and they're sharing it, that's probably an indicator that you should create more content about those particular subjects. So
100%.
You don't want to show up with the mindset of like, I'm just going to show up randomly and I'm going to, hopefully go viral and get lucky. Like, the people that typically get lucky and go viral, especially if they do it more than once, there is a method to the madness. They do have somewhat of a plan. And listen, I want to be clear, because I think sometimes in this day and age, we beat ourselves up because we're like, oh my gosh, I can't post every day. I can't do this every day. And you don't need to do it every day. Look, I know people that post once a week and they're killing it. So it's not just about quantity, although again, quantity gives you a better chance of getting good at video or getting good at reels or getting good at TikTok, creating the consistency. But once you build it up, like I'll give you a perfect example of TikTok. We went balls to the wall for like 60 days because we wanted to learn it. Now, we're not creating TikToks as much as we were in that first 60 days, but we were in learn mode. And by getting into learn mode, we had to get into beast mode. And we had to focus on that one platform. But we're not doing that now. We're not posting as consistently now. But guess what? Now it's easier to edit a video, create a video. And like Jen said, listen, and this was actually an opinion I had just recently with Nadya. I'm like, I like these like 3 tips to this and 3 tips to that, but I'm like, we need to get back to some of like the short form quotes and just taking my Facebook posts that do really well and just making them like a 1 sentence or a 3 sentence reel, a 3 sentence TikTok. And again, some of those do really, really well on reels. Maybe they don't do as well on TikTok, or maybe something blows up on Facebook reels, but nowhere else, or blows up on TikTok, but doesn't do as well on Instagram reels. But that's the beauty. You get to test and tweak and pay attention to what people are paying attention to.
Yeah, totally. And just bringing it back to, again, I think so many people, and then I have a lot of ideas I want to share with you guys, but so many people are just caught up in what's my brand, what's my niche. When, John, when he messaged me to do this with him, one of the things he said is, you're so consistent, you show up a lot. And first of all, I have boundaries. If you try to get me on a Sunday, you probably won't. I'm with my family. My team knows it. They know it. Like, I'm really not available. And so that's okay to do that. Right. And then the other times is I definitely batch create, so I'm not creating every day at all.
Can you explain batch create for the people that don't know?
Yeah. So, well, yeah, this leads into some of the stuff, but basically batch creating is when you create a whole bunch of videos at once. You know, I tell people, put it in your calendar, an hour, a half an hour, whatever you have, and you're going to just create. You change your shirt, you change your hair if you like, or not. That doesn't matter. Don't overthink that. But you're going to batch a bunch and put them in your drafts. That's what I do. I'm not creating every day at all.
Exactly.
So then you have them in there. And then through the week, if you are scrolling, which we don't advise too much, but let me say it's helpful though to see what's out there. So maybe timer, I'm all about boundaries. So 15 minutes of scrolling. If you see one you like, send it to yourself. And it's like, even if you like the dance or the sound, send it to yourself. And then what I do is I'll write notes. Like if it's a silly dance, but I really like it, and it's 3 tips to financial freedom, but I want to say 3 tips to glowing skin. Like I'll just say, oh, tip 1, tip 2 in my notes. And then when I create it, I have it all there, put it in, literally takes 3 minutes, like literally, So all week, send yourself that, write it in your notes. And then when you do batch create 1 to 2 times a week, you have it set. And then, you said that a lot of people don't want to post every day. I mean, I think it's good to post every day, but you guys, I don't create every day. So post literally Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, like
repurpose.
Put it everywhere. Stories, done.
Yes.
It's not that hard.
It really is funny because once you build up that library of content, you can just share it over and over again. If you have a day where you're not inspired or you're super busy, just share something from the past, and that's right. Exactly. You post every day without posting every day, without having to create every day. Let's hear some of these other ideas, because I know you had some others that you really wanted to share.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys might want to take notes, or I'll put this in, we'll create a little something that you guys can get from. So some of the things I was thinking of when we were talking about creating content consistently, be intentional. It's not just about you going out there, although every now and then to just throw out, a silly, is fine, but we want to be intentional. What are you building? Where are you going with this? What is the message behind you and what you're creating? So this is what I've learned to do. Plan your content around your day. So when I go for a walk, if you go to my TikTok, a lot of my stuff is me on a walk. Literally like this. I get a lot of views. I get a lot of interaction just doing that. So go for a walk, tell a story. If you're having a productive day, make a how-to video, right? Leaders, I think I heard you say this, John, or someone said it, leaders make things easier. So how can you make something easier for who's watching, right? So, a how-to video, a get ready tutorial, a day in the life video. Just snippets of your day. What are you doing, right? Some kind of vlog, a come with me video. Come with me to work, come with me on my Zoom call, or, and you just post little snippets of what you're drinking and stuff. You'd be surprised how people like this stuff, you know?
You're like, what are you drinking? What is that? And who's
totally.
that Zoom with? What's that for? Yeah. It's
right. Exactly. So come with me. If you're going to an event or even out to dinner, again, what we started with is you think it's not that you don't have content. You think that the little things aren't worth sharing, but they are. So going out to dinner. So get ready with me. A makeup tutorial, a which shoe, this shoe, that kind of thing. If you're traveling or even sightseeing, this is another one. And I want to get better at this because I live in a really beautiful area. I feel very blessed, but I take it for granted. I see the ocean every day and I put it in my stories, and I constantly have people like, oh my God, that's breathtaking. And I was doing content for this and I'm like, places to visit in your area. Where's your favorite coffee shop? Where's your favorite restaurant? Like someone that's never been to your town, even if it's not, beautiful or on the ocean, doesn't matter. So, favorite spots, date nights. What's the location? What do you order? like all this. All right. And then daily life, you'll never guess what happened. It sounds silly, but these are the things, things I wish I knew before I started my business, things I wish I knew before I had teenagers, things I wish I knew before I joined this company, whatever that is, right? Your kids helping with the business, inspirational quotes, do's or don'ts, inside jokes, Q&A, reviews. That's another one. Like, review things. If you go to my stories, my daughter and I are we're sensitive. And so I'm constantly sharing gluten-free products that I love. I'm not selling them. And that's another thing I wanted to say is talk about things you're not always selling. Yeah. But I'm always, oh my God, try these brownies or these crackers, gluten-free this. And I constantly have people, asking me and stuff. So then when I post something I do sell, they know, like, I've built trust because I'm not just pushing what I get out of, but I'm actually saying, hey, this is delicious. This works for me. Try this.
That's so true. I mean, if someone is only promoting things they make money on, they probably won't make a lot of money, right? They're probably not totally a lot of success selling something because they're either always selling or only talking about things they benefit selling. And I actually love teaching people, especially when they're first getting started with marketing and sales. How would you promote this product if you weren't making money? Yeah. How would you promote this opportunity if you didn't benefit? Like, how easier would it be? If you just remove the fact that you get paid, how would you share? How would you promote? And they're like, shit. I'm like, yeah, exactly. That's how you should show up. Like, if I'm talking about one of my favorite shows, Billions, Game of Thrones, if I talk about one of the shows that I love, or a movie, right? A Marvel movie that I love, or whatever, like, it's easy to talk about it because I love it. If I'm talking about the Ravens or baseball or whatever, like, it's my business. It's easy to talk about something because I have a lot of passion for it. I love it. I could talk about it all day. But, when you start showing up, like you said, without that attachment, without the commission breath, you'll have better success for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And then just a few quick other things is trying, and this is when you're talking about products or sales, trying new products. Turn on your camera. Don't do it alone. Like the holy grail of makeup. What do you love? And even aesthetic, it's on TikTok and especially Instagram. Ones that you don't even have to be in, aesthetic photos of your products. Yeah. Like a little music, could be 3 seconds, like just a pretty, plant behind it or whatever. And then the worst products. That's another thing, it sucks if it's a product you sell, but you know what I mean? Like, it's a product, like I've tried gluten-free bread that's horrible, tastes like cardboard. I'm going to tell you about it, So things like that, just different ideas I wanted to throw out. And then the kind of last thing that I wanted to share, and this is a little bit of marketing mind too, but I think this is relevant here, is that this really helped me in the early stages and still does. Like, if somebody was filming your prospect or the client you want, or the customer you want, or the team member you want, if somebody had a camera when they didn't know it in their house, what would they be seeing? And I want to encourage you to so what are we seeing? What are they struggling with? Are their kids screaming? Is their hand in a bag of chips? Are they crying in bed? Are they, and I want you to actually get really descriptive, because when you're out there talking about that and you say, I's that girl with my hand in the chip bag, that they're going to go, oh my gosh, she gets me. Like, that's different than, you're going through a hard time. Like, one is like, sure. The other is like, you get me. Specific. So specific, like, to do a little journal thing and think about if somebody was filming your prospect, the person you want to sell to, whatever, what are they struggling with? And then start to use those words in your videos.